Welcome to my channel. My videos are designed to bring hope to those who are lost. If you like these videos too, feel free to subscribe to my channel so you can be notified of new content. This happened over a decade ago when I was in high school. I had just moved to a new house, which was close to my grandfather's house. I was so bored there that the only fun I had was sneaking drinks with the other kids. Many of them were older than me, and some of them were no longer students. They would sometimes drive us around and we would try different ways to get excited. They often convinced me to do things. For example, to shoplift some food and alcohol. I didn't get caught every time, so much so that we started to think we were invincible. I remember it was a Monday morning, and after a night of partying, I was getting pretty dazed. My grandfather came into my room and yelled at me, "What time is it? Don't get up yet. If you don't get up, you'll miss the bus." I grabbed my school bag and ran out of the house without changing my clothes or eating breakfast. When I was almost at the bus stop, I saw that the bus was already in the station. I tried to run faster, but it was no use. The bus had already left. I didn't want to call my grandfather to come and drop me off because I didn't want to listen to his nagging. I decided to walk to school. I thought to myself, maybe I would meet someone on the way who would be willing to give me a ride to school. I walked along the narrow road. The weather was very bad that day and visibility was very low. My dark clothes and school bag made me blend in with my surroundings. I didn't notice a car behind me and I heard the harsh sound of brakes. Pain filled my body in a flash. I heard a scream. I'm not sure if the scream was mine or the driver's. All I know is that the scream was very loud. When I regained consciousness again, I was out of my body. Then there was a whooshing sound and I entered a warm and calm space. The pleasure was like nothing I had ever experienced before. And I don't think there are words to describe it. My pain disappeared. The Almighty appeared to me. I heard in my mind the voice of my grandfather, who used to tell me stories from the Bible. He told me that God loves each and every one of us. I was startled as God came closer to me. The energy was overwhelming and I felt like I was about to explode. I fell to my knees in front of him, and I knew he was Jesus. He gazed at me with a loving gaze. It was as if he could see my thoughts. For a moment, pieces of my life were shown before my eyes like a movie. I saw the bad things I had done. I bullied people with my friends, I stole food and alcohol from stores, and I saw that my friends and I were abusing illegal drugs. When the movie ended, he did not judge me. Jesus held out his hands and I could see the places where his hands hurt. I remember one of the stories. He died so I could be forgiven for my sins. He suffered so I could live with him. He wanted me to hug him, but I couldn't do it, and I felt I didn't deserve it. I bowed my head in shame. He said, "My son, now your time has not yet come. When I see you again, please choose to be with me in heaven." He once again extended his arms to embrace me. I looked up to see a face full of love. I could no longer resist, and I began to rush into his arms. Just as we were embracing, I heard an electric current and then felt it pass through my body. Where did Jesus go? What was this intense pain? I just wanted to stay with Jesus. I tried to open my eyes to see what was going on, but I couldn't do it. I felt very confused. I heard the sound of a beating heart. I must have been in an ambulance or a hospital. My body was in extreme pain. I cried out for Jesus. I don't know how long it took, but I heard my grandfather's voice, and he kept calling my name. I knew what it meant, that I was alive. When I woke up from the hospital, the sun was shining through the window. I had hope for the future and I was happy to be back here. Now it was time for a fresh start. It's time to say goodbye to the past. I'm living on Earth now to make myself better. Before I got into the ambulance, my life had no meaning. From that day on, my life changed. Then I went on to college, and I studied law as my major. I wanted to help people who had made mistakes and wanted them to get a chance to start over. It may sound naive, but I've been trying. I often ponder the question of where I would be now if I hadn't died and been given a second chance. About a year after it happened, I tried to tell this story to the people around me. They told me that I shouldn't have lied. No one understood me, and some even called me crazy. I didn't know where to go for help or where to share my experience. Then the internet became more and more developed, and I was surprised to find that there were many people who had the same experience as me. This experience taught me that it's never too late to start over. No matter what you have done, you will be forgiven. Jesus gave me a new direction in life. From that moment on, everything changed. Life around me is still going on in the same way. But I am not the same anymore.